Hey BHS! Each February we observe Black History Month, a time to highlight Black achievement and issues in our country. It is an important opportunity to expand our historical narrative and gain some new perspectives.
To kick things off, let me introduce you to two Black leaders you should know. Katherine Johnson was one of the first African American women to work at NASA. She was an accomplished mathematician who figured out how to get astronauts safely into space and back again. Still, over her more than 30-year career in the space program, she had to fight both racism and gender discrimination. All successful space exploration and discovery today is a direct result of her intelligence, persistence, and achievement. Katherine was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2015. Lisa D. Cook is a professor of economics and international relations at Michigan State University. She was a first Marshall Scholar at Spelman College and went on to receive a second BA in politics, philosophy, and economics from Oxford University. She earned her PhD in economics from the University of California, Berkeley. Cook has served as a faculty member at Harvard's Kennedy School of Government, a national fellow at Stanford University, and a deputy director for African research at the Center of International Development at Harvard University. Recently, Cook made history when she was appointed by President Biden to serve on the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve System, the first Black woman to ever do this. Katherine Johnson and Lisa D. Cook, two people you should know as we celebrate Black History Month.
Amazing! To learn more about Black achievement and read from the perspective of color, let's head over to the library.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Anderson, and I'm just going to speak a little bit about why we think that books are so important and how words have power, and that's how we allow people to see mirrors where they can see themselves and windows where they can see into other people's lives. And I'm just going to give you two quick, amazing book recommendations. This is Ta-Nehisi Coates' Between the World and Me. So it's either the world's smallest book, or it could be considered the world's longest letter from a father to his son, because he himself grew up in a really scary part of Baltimore, and now as a very powerful writer, his son has been raised in a completely different situation. And the letter is basically a wake-up notice that sometimes all you are to some people is a Black boy driving a car. And then this book is This Is My America. Tracy has been writing to this service that tries to help people who are on death row. And her goal is to get her father, who has been unjustly accused and put in prison and now is on the death sentence for a murder he did not commit. One night, police are at the door, her brother Jamal runs out the window, and he's now being also accused of being a murderer. And it's a mystery, a lot of intrigue, and there's a lot of cool things you wouldn't anticipate. So this is my America.
Hi, I'm Ms. Walsh. Welcome to Black History Month. I'm just going to share with you a couple of my favorite books. This is for the little ones, and it's the sweetest little book about a dad who is helping his daughter learn to love her beautiful hair while her mother is away at work. It's just a touching story of a father and a daughter and their cultural relationship. It's beautiful. My next one is Such a Fun Age. This one you might think is a little reflective of things going on in society today. There's a cultural clash. The young Black girl will soon be out of a job, will soon have no insurance. It's something that we're seeing in society today. A story about race and privilege hits close to home. It's a great story. It's called Such a Fun Age. And the last one I want to share with you is You Should See Me in a Crown. This one is about a young girl who lives in a small Indiana town. She's always felt that she was a little too Black, a little too awkward, and probably a little too poor. The one thing that she thinks she can turn to is a scholarship for prom kings and prom queens. It's something that she has despised her whole life, but it's something that she needs in order to escape the small-mindedness of her hometown. It's called You Should See Me in a Crown.
Thanks for the recommendations. We're going to check those out.
While you're at it, you should also check out the new Black Student Union. Here to tell us more about it is Ian Lacey.
What's up, BHS? My name is Ian Lacey, and my sister and I founded a club called the Black Student Union. The Black Student Union is basically an affinity group that promotes cultural diversity and unity here at BHS. Let's go talk to some of the members.
It's February this month, and that's Black History Month, so I wanted to ask you guys what Black History Month means to you.
For me, it's a time of soaking in stories and just to remember who you are all year. And yep.
Black History Month means to me going beyond the stories of racism and slavery and learning about what the Black people have achieved and done for us as African American people.
For me, it's for celebrating Black excellence.
Black History means to me of remembering our ancestors and everything they fought for us every day.
So what has your experience been like at BHS?
Personally, I would say it's been cool. Like, educational-wise, it's been nice. But sometimes I feel like when I do need help and my classmates know what they're doing, when I do ask, they seem shy or don't want to talk to me, and that's very weird.
All right, what has your experience been?
Personally, it's kind of weird when I go into a class and I'm the only girl with like really big poofy hair, and I just feel like I need to fit in. So I've been in this district since I was younger, and when I was younger, I always flat ironed my hair all the time, and now I do it once in a while because I found out that my culture is beautiful and I should embrace it.
Definitely, black culture is beautiful. What does having a black student union at BHS mean to you?
It creates more cultural diversity and depicts a better image on African American students.
I would like other students that are coming in to feel more involved and to not feel so like outcasted and like, oh, I need to try and fit in somehow and change my hair and change how I look just to try and fit in.
I feel like we should have a community here for black students to get together and have fun together and be positive.
Definitely.
Thank you for all of our members for sharing their experiences. Everyone is welcome at our club. We would love to see all of you at our next meeting. And until next time.
We're excited to welcome the Black Student Union to BHS. Follow BSU 220 on Instagram for updates and more information.
And speaking of updates, here's Olivia Washington with a special edition of In the Know.
Hey BHS, happy Black History Month. I'm Olivia Washington and I have a couple things for you to check out this month, so it's time to get you in the know. The Art Institute recently featured artist Biza Butler's portrait quilts, which capture personal and historical narratives of Black life. It has created a virtual tour where Biza takes you through her creative process and gives you an up-close look at her amazing work at Biza Butler Portraits Exhibition Stories on YouTube. The DuSable Museum of African American History presents a groundbreaking exhibition called The March, which recreates one of the most iconic moments in American history, the 1963 March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom. The virtual exhibition parallels the civil rights movement of the 60s and the global demonstrations of today. Watch at DuSableMuseum.org. Chicago is filled with notable leaders and activists who have made extraordinary contributions to the African American community, including Ida B. Wells, Gwendolyn Brooks, Bessie Coleman, and astronaut Robert H. Lawrence. 91 bronze plaques stretch more than 10 blocks to create the Bronzeville Walk of Fame, which includes one-time residents Louis Armstrong and Nat King Cole, the Monument of Great Northern Migration, and the Victory Monument honoring African Americans serving in World War I. Get details on a self-guided tour at shoochicago.com. On Saturday, February 26, follow the route of the Underground Railroad that connected the Calumet River during the mid-1800s on a self-guided walk through Sand Ridge Nature Center in South Holland. Black-owned businesses have been hit twice as hard during the pandemic, which is why Chicago Black Restaurant Week couldn't come at a better time. Also, the food is amazing. The event runs through February 20th and features delicious deals at more than 200 restaurants and cafes across the city and suburbs. Visit ChyBlackRestaurantWeek.com for a complete list and make your reservations. For a complete list of Black History Month events in our area throughout Illinois, visit EnjoyIllinois.com. I'm Olivia Washington, and now you're in the know.
Hey Zoe, have you been watching the Winter Olympics?
Yes, those athletes are incredible.
This past weekend, speed skater Erin Jackson made history when she took the gold in the 500-meter event. She's the first black woman to win an individual speed skating medal in the Olympics. What's even more amazing is that she wasn't even supposed to be there. She stumbled during trials and just missed qualifying for the games, but her teammates gave up her spot so that Jackson, who was ranked #1 in the world, could compete.
That's a great story. It really shows that when we make room for each other, we all win.
That's right.
As we wrap up our Black History Month episode, remember, you don't have to be black to know and celebrate Black history.
As an ally, educate yourself to gain empathy and understanding for experiences that are not your own. Participate in some Black History Month programs to show your support and invite others to join you.
Share what you learn, and if you hear people using biased language, call them out. Intervene in the moment. Even if you miss a moment, you can still check in with Black peers to see how they're doing and offer support.
As Senator and civil rights activist John Lewis said, "We are one people, and what affects one of us affects us all." For BHS TV, I'm Cozy Proctor.
And I'm Zoe Lacey.